Being a student ain't easy, huh? From budgets as small as your dorm room to finding yourself. Passed out with a beer hat and one sock, I feel you. That's why today we're serving up a Bitchin college survival guide, complete with one-pot meals you can cook on a freaking hot plate. So, if you're a student or a student of life, hiding from the law in a cheap motel with a kitchenette, this one's for you. First up, a red-hot bean chili loaded with smoky chipotle, crisp maple-cured bacon, and espresso. Then, we're cooking up plump udon noodles smothered in a Thai green curry with melanzane. And for dessert, a no-bake cream cheese peanut butter pie. The spice agent yaps about cilantro.
Did you know in Ra'anana we use cilantro to treat diabetes? And every year people die of lack of real medication.
Panos gives us the goods on fish sauce.
Oh, this stuff has been around since ancient Rome. And it smells like it too, bro.
At least Hans is gonna yap about chocolate while we check him out.
Chocolate with benefits.
I'm Nadia G, and this is Bitchin Kitchen. Season 2. We're back! Ah, the student life, huh? I'll never forget my first week in college. All those fresh faces, intense lectures. I remember saying to myself, I'll take my chances on the web. But that's not the point. The point is, between exams, hangovers, and all that armchair activism, you ain't eating right. In fact, you may even have scurvy. 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 Let's get cooking. We're making chili, the queen of one-pot meals. Now, what I love about chili is that it satisfies for days, and the longer it hangs around, the better it gets. Too bad we can't say the same about frat boys, huh? Bah. Shkoff, 6 slices of maple-cured bacon in a large saucepan on medium heat. While these babies crisp up, let's prep our veg. Smash 4 garlic cloves. Dice 2 red onions. A poblano. Woo! Mince a jalapeno. And a reconstituted chipotle pepper. Yeah, I know. It's not the most attractive pepper in the house. But what it lacks in the looks department, it makes up for with substance. But yeah, it works like that for peppers too, no? Let's check up on our bacon. Beautiful. We'll set the bacon aside and crumble it over our chili later. In our succulent bacon fat, we're gonna fry up the garlic for about 1 to 2 minutes, just until golden and fragrant. Throw in our onion and chilies, add a big pinch of cumin, an even bigger pinch of smoked paprika. You could use sweet or hot. A nice amount of sea salt. And saute for about 8 minutes. When we get back, we're gonna finish this chili. I'm gonna give you some career advice, and we'll shkoff! Hey, should I tell that story about when I discovered nihilism in college and got all depressed because life is super meaningless and stuff?
No.
Welcome back to our student Shkoff-Fest. You know, one of the hardest parts of being a student is choosing a career. So here's some advice for you. Whatever you do, don't listen to your parents. Seriously. Hey, Mom and Dad, if you're so passionate about chartered accounting, it's never too late to take a class. As for all the youngsters out there, do what you want to do, and the money will come. Maybe. Bitchin Kitchen is not responsible for inspiring financially fruitless degrees. These BAs include, but are not limited to, philosophy, fine arts, women's studies, and experimental film. I love chili! We've got our garlic, onion, and smoky pepper mixture sizzling away in some bacon fat. That's nice. But it's time to add some hand-crushed San Marzano tomatoes. Watch this. I always crush my tomatoes by hand. I find that when you put them in the food processor, it mashes up the seeds, which taints the flavor. No good. Now pour our tomatoes into our chili base. Ooh. Give it a good stir. And throw in a shot of espresso, a big pinch of Greek oregano, a splash of maple syrup, and some freshly cracked black pepper. Once it starts to simmer, turn the heat down to medium-low and let it cook for 45 minutes, partially covered. Good. Now that our chili sauce is reduced, we're gonna add some beans. In goes 2 cups of cooked kidney beans, 2 cups of cooked black beans. You just wanna heat this through. About 5 minutes will do her. And top it off with about a 1/4 cup of minced fresh cilantro. Spice agent, take it away.
Thank you, Nadia. Cilantro is the Spanish name for coriander. All parts of the plants are edible. The fresh leaves are used in Mexican cooking, the dry seeds are very popular in India, and the roots are used in a variety of Asian cuisines. I know what you're telling yourself. Yecheskel is so smart. He must have a PhD in spiceology. But the truth is no. My parents were too poor to afford fancy things like school or pens. So as a young man, I spent my days staring longingly at the Ranana College campus, pained and pentless. They eventually arrested me, but what I'm trying to tell you is you don't need fancy school to make it. All you need is passion, Wikipedia, and a little bit of bail money. Back to you, Nadia.
Thanks,
יחזקאל מזרחי.
let's scoff this chili, huh? Oh, this smells so good. Add a spoonful of sour cream, some scallion greens, crumbled maple cured bacon, a little more. And that, my friends, is what I call chili.
It's what everyone calls chili.
Creamy beans, this sweet tomato sauce loaded with smoky chipotle poblano peppers. That bacon, the sour cream. And what more could you ask for, huh? I know, a jetpack. I too once longed for a jetpack, but then I thought about it. All the crashes and potential malfunctions, 50 feet in the freaking air, and all for what? Just so you could soar to the corner store? It's not worth it, man. Think about it. That's good chili. It's time to move on to our next dish. We're making a Thai green curry with melanzane. Now, melanzane is Italian for eggplant, and bo is Italian for Thai green curry. In a food processor, add 1/2 cup of fresh basil, fresca, half a cup of fresh cilantro, 1 stalk of lemongrass, a green Thai chili. You can always use a milder pepper if you're a nerd. A shallot. Throw in 4 cloves of garlic, a 1-inch knob of fresh ginger, a big pinch of cumin, ditto for the coriander, a 1/4 cup of coconut milk, the juice of 1 lime, a big pinch of raw sugar, a splash of soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons worth, lots of freshly cracked black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. On that note, here's Panos to tell us more.
Nads, fish sauce is what gives Thai cuisine that special flavor. It's made by fermenting fish guts and blood in the sun. What? Every culture has its own pungent thing, bro. In the East, it's the fish sauce. In the West, it's the cheese. You like Parmigiano, right? Yeah, what? Did you know that it has the same exact enzyme as human hurl? It's called butyric acid, bro. Look it up. And in Holland, Dutch researchers use Limburger cheese as mosquito bait to prevent malaria. Why? Because it has Brevibacterium, bro, the same bacteria found in your feet. Okay, I know it might sound nasty, bro, but ask yourself this. What would pasta be without Parmigiano? It'd be a bunch of bland noodles, that's what. What would a sandwich be without Limburger cheese, bro? I have no idea, because I would never touch that stuff. Back to you, Nads.
Thanks, Panos. That was informative and revolting. When we get back, we're gonna stuff our gullets like Vikings, so stay hungry. Welcome back. Today on Bitchin' Kitchen, we're cooking up a student Shkoff-Fest. Because as the old Italian saying goes, Nadia, ma what do you mean you dropped out of university to make funny videos? Ma, when I catch you, I'm gonna leave you alone, ma! It's my life! Okay, maybe it's not a saying there. Back to the curry. We've got 15,756 ingredients in the food processor, ready to rock. Let's mash it up. Look, if you don't have a food processor or a blender in your dorm room, you can always use a mortar and pestle and have this curry ready in time for your graduation dinner. Come on. Done. Let's heat 2 tablespoons of canola oil in a large saucepan on medium-high. Pour our curry into the pot and stir-fry it for 1 minute. Wow, this smells amazing. You get the garlic, ginger, the coriander, lemongrass. Good stuff. All right. Now, we're gonna add 4 cups of organic chicken stock. If you don't want to use chicken stock, use vegetable stock, unicorn stock. It doesn't affect me. Now drop in 2 kaffir lime leaves. Bloop, bloop. We're gonna bring this to a boil. When it starts to boil, turn the heat down to medium and let it go for 10 minutes. Now all we need is some kind of carb to soak up all this deliciousness with. And everybody knows that students love noodles. Well, what's with students and this noodle obsession anyway? Noodles, noodles. Ma, I'll show you noodles. Here, I've got some beautiful udon noodles. Just boil these babies in salted water until al dente. Time to slice up some eggplant. Here I've got a Chinese eggplant. I prefer these to regular eggplants because they're less bitter. We'll just slice it up into bite-sized chunks. I'm gonna add a yellow pepper. Why not? You could add whatever vegetable you like in this curry, except baby corn. What's with baby corn, man? It's a scam. You bite into it thinking it's gonna be all sweet because it's cute and stuff, but it's not. It tastes like salty canned juice. You suck, baby corn. I'm gonna show you a super cool trick. So you cut off both ends, and then you cut it like this. And you spread it out, and then, like a rock star, boom. Look at this. That's how you cut a pepper, my friends. Throw our veggies into the curry. Top it off with half a cup of coconut milk. And cook for about 15 to 20 minutes until the vegetables are tender. While this finishes up, let's talk a little bit about the importance of cooking for yourself in college. Sure, it's healthy, blah, 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 but more importantly, it gives you a competitive advantage in the relationship department. Look, let's call a spade a nerd here, huh? As a student, you're not exactly a prime catch. No money, no pad. Man, you probably even stopped wearing deodorant in the name of feminism or something. But if you can cook up a bitchin' meal, then that gives you something a little more to offer than an ironic t-shirt and a half-baked conspiracy theory. Capisce? E che la Madonna t'accompagna. Let's plate this dish. Grab a nice big bowl, scaff in a bunch of our noodles, ladle on this spicy Thai curry. And you know the drill. Tender eggplant, so buttery. The yellow pepper gives it that little extra sweetness. This cake, a plump udon noodles. You really taste the garlic and all those herbs. Dessert time. Now I have a great low-fat dessert that'll help you avoid the freshman 15. But this ain't it. Nope, your lack of a dorm room oven gives me the perfect excuse to indulge in a no-bake cream cheese peanut butter pie. But wait, there's more. With a salty pretzel crust. And that's not all. Slathered in chocolate whipped cream. Paladin, watch out. We'll start with the pretzel crust. Crush enough pretzels to make a 1.25 cups worth of crumbs. All right, scaff the pretzel crumbs in a big bowl. Throw in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, the soft stuff, and 6 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. Mix it up good. You know what? Mixing with this wooden spoon, I'm gonna be here all day. So, when in doubt, mix with your hands. Just make sure you break up all those chunks of sugar. Get everything nice and incorporated. Perfect. Now we're gonna mold these crumbs into a 9-inch pie crust. Make sure you bring it up the sides. It's so funny, that food hostess looking up and smiling at you thing. It's like, I'm molding a pie crust. I'm not your great aunt from Italy that hasn't seen you in 12 years, so, Beautiful. I'm gonna give my hands a quick rinse. We'll cover this up and pop it in the fridge. When we get back after a quick break, the break's never quick, but that's what I gotta say. That was amazing, no? And we're back. Today on Bitchin' Kitchen, we're cooking up student meals so simple, even a communications major can figure it out. Bah, let's make the filling for our cream cheese peanut butter pie. In goes half a cup of softened cream cheese, a quarter cup of brown sugar, third of a cup of smooth peanut butter, and whip it up. Good. Now we're gonna fold in 1 cup of whipped cream, not whipping cream, but whipped cream. No need to go crazy making sure every little bit is perfectly mixed. The swirls look cool anyways. Now put this filling in our salty pretzel pie shell. Cover it up. And back into the fridge it goes. Let's make some chocolate whipped cream. Get a double boiler going on medium heat, then throw in 3/4 of a cup of dark chocolate. And 2 cups of whipping cream. That's whipping cream, not whipped cream, you nerds. And whisk until it melts. While I get this going, here's Hans to give us more on chocolate. Take it away, Hans.
Miss G, everybody knows that chocolate's made with cocoa beans, but what a lot of people don't know is that pure cocoa contains antioxidants and flavonoids, which reduce the risk of heart disease and cancer. But before you get too excited and raid the campus vending machine, know that I'm not talking about processed chocolate candy bars. I'm talking about non-alkalized cocoa powder, or chocolate with 75 to 85% cocoa. Chocolate with benefits.
Thanks, Hans. Our chocolate cream is nice and smooth. Look at that, beautiful. We'll just cover it up and refrigerate for 2 hours. Don't worry, I'll grab a cold one. Let's finish this freaking pie, huh? Whip the chocolate cream. Let me give this a taste. Perfect, not too sweet. Slather it on our peanut butter pie. Peanut butter pie, peanut butter pie, peanut butter pie. This looks good. Top it off with some chocolate shavings if you want to get fancy. And chill this baby for another couple hours. Or you could Shkoff it right here, right now like a freaking savage. The choice is clear. The salty pretzel crust, contrasted by our not too sweet cream cheese and peanut butter filling, and this chocolate whipped cream on top. Man, this pie is better than sex and oranges. Today we made 2 bitchin' meals you can cook on a hot plate and a no-bake dessert in a beer fridge. See, you don't need a ton of fancy equipment to make a great meal. All you need is some elbow grease. Not to be confused with greasy elbows, in which case all you need is a shower. Anyways, being a student is hard enough as it is without having to eat crappy cafeteria food every day. Plus, you need to stay healthy. Man, it takes a lot of energy to make your dreams a reality, but it's worth it because one day you'll graduate proud and realize that all that hard work gets you an unpaid internship at Bitchin' Kitchen. Wait, did I just cackle out loud? What I meant to say was, alla prossima!